Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday, 28th of March. Just a reminder that there will be no updates tomorrow. It's Good Friday in the UK here on Monday, which is a bank holiday, so there will be nothing until next Tuesday. So I wish you all a great weekend on that basis. Right, let's get cracking and look at these markets. Firstly, looking news. I'm going to just look quickly in terms of what's coming out here. Australian retail sales fell, didn't come in as well as expected here this morning. We had some UK final data coming through. It's just run through this. Ooh, there we go. The UK data just coming through there. It came in line with expectations, so no surprises there for the GDP. Retail sales, I've mentioned Germany is below expectation. Current account, UK current account slightly better than expected. Very low impact data. Business investment fractionally low again, low impact. But we've got nothing much here. In fact, let's just come back to the Forex factory for a second and just look at what's there in simple terms. We got the Canadian and US GDP, their final GDPs. The monthly GDP varies very little for Canada. It's very in between. It's not a high impact at all. US, it's their final shout the numbers. So it's the earlier data that creates more volatility. This has lesser impact. Unemployment claims, well, all at 12:30. Pending home sales later on, not massive impact here either at the moment. So maybe on house building stocks, but not on Forex anyway. Right. Let's look at the technicals. This euro dollar, it's looking good for a break of the monthly pivot the way it's sitting at the moment. As I said yesterday, lower highs. It's done pretty well here. We pointed out these sort of moves back to the weekly pivots. Well, this is still on, even though we got the news out yesterday. It spoilt some things with the on the yen yesterday, and a possible intervention, and maybe there was some intervention happening. But whatever happened, the likes of the euro and the pound at that time had a short rally, but since then they're back into where they were going. You'd been fine in any of these trades. There was a number of trades. If you've not taken any of these, well anyway, they're all sitting there available. S1 still looking okay for this at the moment. Lower highs, lower lows, as I said. There might be a bit of slight divergence across some of these markets. Let's have a look. Is there a divergence? Yeah, that's expected, but there will be on the way it's calculated. Doesn't mean to say it's time to buy at this stage or close out. It's just the way the calculation works. It's inevitable there'll be divergence there. Anyway, the pound not so good, but it's still in its pattern, and it's selling off here. For sure, it had a cleaner point at the top here. It started breaking down. Oh, good. I'm just hearing some news. The US dollar yen yesterday. The yen there was comments and plenty of comments about intervention. I don't think they intervened too much here, but it was enough to really get the markets. And certainly, I closed out a yen position, a CAD yen position. I wasn't going to just sit there and watch it roll completely, take me out for whatever reason. It's become too much of a risk again. It's around its previous high, so the best thing is just to leave it. Australian dollar, again, this is looking like it's got further downside. I did talk about two potential entries in this early in the week. I didn't take both, and it's looking like it could be setting to break the second possible entry. Now these are on swings. This was a swing looking price action that occurred on Tuesday in the end, but I didn't get this one. But it could this up here was the first area, the movement into its pivot. It turned out to be not as clean as some of the others, but it is doing the same as the others now. It's got potential for a bigger move to the downside here. We'll see how it runs, but there is scope in that. Possibly best left to next week now, with the long weekend, the low volumes over the long weekend. Good Friday isn't taken as a holiday everywhere, so we will see some volumes through tomorrow and on Monday, of course. US dollar CAD, well, this is itself, it started to strengthen back up a bit yesterday, but it's more of a pig's ear. Now again, this was a potential move off the weekly pivot. It was a lesser interest, but it's still running up that way. It has come all the way back, not looking so tidy, and certainly not for a trade for me for today. New Zealand remains weak. We picked this up last week, and it did what it needed to do this week. It was an absolutely perfect setup into its retrace here. Gave an opportunities, even a later opportunity, and it's still running, heading down towards its S1 here. Beautiful trade. I know a couple of people, at least 2 people I know, got into this nicely. But as I said, it was the same pattern on all across 4 or 5 currencies. It had opportunities to trade, but you got to take them when they come up as well as this. Anyway, this is, as I say, this was absolutely the best in terms of what it did. It was the slowest to set, but and it's been slow. It's not a fast moving pair, but if you've got the right money management here, it's looking okay. Right, that's in New Zealand. What else have we got here then? We'll just quick look at it. So a lot of these today are trades that are in action, or should be in action, are in play. There's not a great deal of new stuff here. I wouldn't be looking to take too much new stuff before the longer weekend. Dollar Swissy here is just slowed up completely. It didn't do quite the same pattern here. We didn't get back to the weekly pivot here, didn't set. It was just too weak, and it just carried on softening against the dollar there. But more upside potential on that to come. Right, there's the major crosses against versus the US dollar. As I said yesterday, CAD yen, I dumped the CAD yen in the end yesterday. This was another one of these that I'd bought off the pivot. Dumped it early, dumped it 4 pips below break even, so it took a 4 pip hit on it, but it would have come close. I don't know, no, it shouldn't have stopped me out, but it might still if I'd been in it. So I was quite happy. Sometimes when you get news on something like the yen, it's just better to dump it. It's maybe years of trading the yen when they used to really step in against it has made me wary in these situations. Anyway, that's where we are for now on major currencies. Quick look at gold, oil, and the equity markets. Looking at gold first, well, gold's eased its way back there a little bit. It's slow. It's sort of working its way back up there. Uncertainty in around the political aspects of the world, and it doesn't help at all, and that's made the gold slightly stronger on that basis, so looking good. Question about those currency pairs to hold over the long weekend. Well, you can actually, I mean, not all markets, but not all trade brokers will be closed over that long weekend, and certainly the markets won't be closing over the whole of the weekend. Just need to check with your own broker. But I would, if I'm in the money, I'll just hold until they're all in trend. The ones we were looking at. Oil's just being oil at the moment. It's in this chop. We've got insufficient trend for me to be trading this at the moment. It's starting to pick up on the 4 hourly basis. We're starting to see something. but it's a difficult one at this stage for me. I just find it just doesn't fit the way I trade it. I'm not suggesting it's not tradable. Of course, some of you out there will have traded it. S&Ps, well, off they went yesterday again. Just when people were calling it a bear market. Solid shove up there, consolidating again. As I said, for me, this is not a market to be selling into. But of course, some people will think they need to get the top. But all you're risking is losing money as it pushes up for another shove. Data this afternoon it's very light data this afternoon, but it might be enough just to give it another little shove. We'll see. Nasdaq following suit. Nasdaq and the Dow following suit. Really very similar, all three of these. Retest of the 50 originally. Might not even retrace too much this morning where it's sitting. We'll see. If it gets back to the pivot, it's maybe a possibility for the long side. Yes, it's going to run out of momentum at some stage, and yes, we've got the long weekend, so it's probably not a buy and hold. It may be a day trade involved in there somewhere. FTSE again, it's getting a bit more of a lift off again, starting to look certainly a lot better than it had been. Still quite a mess on the weekly basis here, but we're pushing back up. Just watch out for those prior highs there. But it's doing the right thing, like the rest of the equity markets, all pushing. I say all pushing, but these certainly pushing at the moment. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I wish you a great day's trading, and I will catch you later. Bye for now. Right.